All right, welcome to the Great Minds Podcast. This is Derrick.
This is Vaughn.
We're at episode 7, TV Binging 101.
Yes. Episode 7.
All right, so for the most part, everybody's home besides the essential workers. And shout out to the essential workers out there, whether you're at Target or your doctor or whatever the case is.
Definitely.
Salute to you for being on the front line. So that's dope. But, you know, we're all binging TV shows for the most part. I know I watch a lot of shows. Vaughn watch a lot of shows.
Most definitely.
Work. And it's always dope to be on social media to interact. I know sometimes I join fan pages of shows just because, like, sometimes you just miss something.
Definitely. Especially on Facebook. Join a fan page and you find something you never even knew about.
Word.
I thought about.
Or you could just be up in the comments watching people argue about characters that aren't even real.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They had the whole life invested in it.
Word. So we're going to get into a few shows we're watching that's pretty popular. We're going to start with All American.
For real.
All right, so I'll go at this one first. So All American, it's a good show. It's a CW show, so you only expected but so much. Fair to say?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's family friendly. It's family friendly show. I would say pre-teen and up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, pre-teen and up.
So we actually had a friend of ours like, yo, you know, I'm gonna watch All American. I see they got some gangs on the show, and I'm just like, that's not the type of this ain't Banging in Little Rock.
For real, it's totally different type of show.
Totally different type of show. But yeah, it's a funny show, and it's not supposed to be funny. So on it, you hear a lot of bad rapping, a lot of 25-year-old high school kids.
Yeah, I know ages of the actors, but I won't say it though. I know the ages too. I looked it up.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things on the show that I thought was funny. I think it was in season 1 though, but Jordan, the quarterback, he went out to Compton. Jordan's a Beverly Hills kid. So he goes, they're talking about the top rappers. I don't know if you remember this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about the top rappers. So some people are like, oh, it's Biggie, it's Tupac or whatever. And mind you, this kid is supposed to be 17. I mean, he's not, but he's at least playing that role. He was like, yo, Rakim's the GOAT.
Rakim's the GOAT.
It was just like, yeah. And it's okay to have Rakim as the GOAT. I'm not knocking that, but like they were
if you 43 and up.
Yeah, they were really like trying to show him some street cred, but like, you know, if that's the case, you gotta just say Hov, man. You never heard of Rakim in your life.
Yeah, you could have said NBA Youngboy.
Exactly, would have been cool.
Exactly.
So me, I would recommend this show for anybody that's just, you know, trying to chill, watch a show.
Football is hard. See, it's a show about football, but the football is hardly played. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's like, you remember back in the day, the show Hang Time?
Yes.
With Anthony Anderson playing Teddy. Like,
that was terrible.
It's terrible, but you still watch it.
That's it.
All
right. So who do you have as like a favorite character on the show?
Favorite character. By default, I gotta say Spencer.
Okay.
Because he gets the most scenes. He's not the funniest one.
Yeah.
He has the most scenes, and I would say he's my favorite character. You know, just the story.
Yeah.
And his acting is good, but it's just funny. Like he overacts it. You know what I'm saying?
He always tight about something.
He was tight about everything. Yeah. He need motivation for everything. How about you? What was your favorite?
You know what, man? In season 1, it was Coop, hands down, right? But Coop got straight up bullied and flamed all season. So I gotta switch over to Spence. And again, it is by default. There's no one really else to like be like, oh, I like that character. But I mean, Spence is a cool dude. He tries to do the right thing.
And they take up basically Spence and Coop take up most of the the time on the show. If you
Yep.
think about it, everyone else kind of plays off of them.
Yep.
So how about the funniest scene or your favorite scene?
All right, so I got a couple. So Coop, every episode is like Coop. She got like this sad face. It got to the point where I was like taking a screenshot of a sad face of hers for every episode. But the one scene when Coop she wanted to rap in the show, and the one dude was like, all right, well, you sell these 100 tickets.
Oh yeah.
I'll let you get on. So Coop's grinding, her man Preach, help, sold the ticket, Spence or whatever the case was. So she goes to the door of the club. She's just like, yo, I sold all the tickets. So they go get the dude. My man's like, yo, I got Fantasia little brother at the door.
He said, know what?
My man looked her right in the eye and said, I never seen her in my life. I was like, yeah.
And walked up.
Walked up.
Walked up.
So that was, for me, that was the funniest scene, man.
All right, for me, I'll say any scene with Spence father Corey. Any scene that Corey's in. If you seen the wire, that's Cuddy. Any scene that he's in is the funniest scene, I think, because he might be the worst father in the history of fathers I've ever seen in my life.
And he casual with it, too.
And he's casual with it, like it's all good. He'll pop up, disappear for a while.
Yep.
But the part where I told you this too, when they went to go find him at the cabin.
Yep.
He goes to the cabin, they show up. And I don't know, like he didn't want to come back home. I'm gonna give everything away, but he wasn't coming back home for a reason.
Yep.
And then Spencer started yelling at him, and everybody in the crib looks at him, and Spence leaves, and everybody's like, Corey, everything okay? He's like, yeah, everything's all good. Spence blowing off a little steam. Like, what? So a little steam. Like, yeah, we all saw him just yell at you. You gotta explain that, dog. That happened. So that's the funniest, like my favorite part. Anything with him in it, man. He's just funny to me. I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to watch a show, it's cool. I think a lot of people say I watched it live, so I was able to watch it week by week. But I think a lot of people, like when they're able to watch it on Netflix, they may have a different experience. But yeah,
it's a good show. I actually caught it for the first time on Netflix. Like I didn't even know it came on CW. I thought it was a Netflix show. At first. And then I'm like, yo, it's decent. So I was just watching. I watched the first season. Yeah. When the season 2 dropped, I watched it all late. Yeah. I was like, I had to watch it. But it's good, but I don't know how long they can be in high school though.
Yeah, they're gonna have to transition that pretty soon. And they have
the linebacker.
They got a nerve to be juniors. Like, come on, man.
Yo, man, junior been through hell. Like, there's no way that's possible.
Exactly.
Like, by that time. Nah, but they're gonna kind of outgrow the characters, but it's good. And also, this kind of spins off on, Spencer is actually British.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yep, I think it's a British takeover as far as acting,
Yep.
Like, seriously,
Idris Elba. Mm-hmm.
Yo, I got people, man. We can even go back. We got Idris Elba. We got Delroy Lindo. Mm-hmm. Right? He's an old head.
Also Jax from Sons of Anarchy.
Yep, Jax from Sons of Anarchy. What's my man? Damson Idris from Snowfall.
Yep.
Right? You got my man from 12 Years a Slave.
Yep.
British dude. You got, John Boyega. I think I'm saying his name wrong. From Star Wars. You know what I mean? Yo. So my whole thing is this: if you're an American actor, you need to learn another language, because these dudes can go and do a big movie in America and dip back to Britain and get more double dip with the money.
Yeah, them dudes.
So we gotta get
heavily talented.
Yeah, heavily talented. So we need to stop being snobbish and pick up these other languages, because these dudes have to incorporate our whole slang, like
culture, everything. Yep.
When Idris played Stringer Bell, no one knew he was from London.
Yeah.
Or Ray Brenwell. We didn't know that.
Yeah, well, same with Spencer, same with Franklin from Snowfall. So
that's what I'm saying. So we gotta try, these actors gotta get on their ball and get some diction, change their voice up, or something, so they can go over there and get that money over there in Britain.
Fact. Yep. All right. So the next show we're gonna go to, Ozark. In my eyes, like I don't really start. Again, we're going back to like the ranking thing, but like I don't even start ranking a show until it has 3 seasons. Like,
Yeah, you kind of can't.
yeah, you got to show some type of longevity, and this after 3 seasons, I think they're 3 for 3, top 10 potential, depending on how it ends up. So I think it's definitely been like an instant classic so far. I would recommend this show for anybody that like a good season.
Anybody. I don't care. Suspense. You got suspense, drama.
Yep.
You know, it might get a little bloody depending on who's watching. You know what I'm saying? What you like to see, but like Jason Bateman's a monster.
Yeah,
like,
the producing,
even
the acting.
Even back in the day, like he just like he just plays the role to a T.
Yep.
You know? But like, you know, who's your favorite character though?
All right, I'm kind of torn, man. I'm gonna go Ruth, but I like Marty a lot. Like I think he's crazy smart. He can, he could sell water to a well.
For real.
But I'm gonna go Ruth, man, because a couple reasons. And this season actually like cemented for me. So she's loyal. She's a good worker. She's not a snitch. And she'll put in work when she needs to, and she rides for her people. But 2 things that secured it for me is episode 1. She pulled up in the whip, bumping Cream by Wu-Tang.
By Wu-Tang.
So I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And then if that wasn't enough, she pulls up playing some Gangstar Mass Appeal. I was like, yo. So I'm riding with Ruth.
Yeah, it's close. It's close to me too, between Marty and Ruth, but because we know what Marty's about. Marty's great. Jason Bateman's great, but Ruth is just official. And most of the time, like in real life, the females are more official than the guys anyway.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So she's loyal, like you said, and she never knows anything. Like it can be something that can just happen. And she's like Marty, I don't know. I don't know, Marty. I don't know. Like she don't know anything.
You could be like, yo, who just threw the trash out? I don't know. I'm not snitching.
I don't know. I'm not snitching.
Like, yo, that's his job.
That's his job. No, I'm not telling anybody. That's what it is. And remember, she got tortured. Tortured.
Yeah, man.
She got waterboarded. Still didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Like she's just like, and she's been through a lot of stuff with them too. So from like her father,
family and father. Yeah. Yep.
So she's definitely my favorite character by far.
Yep.
How about your favorite scene?
Favorite scene. This scene. Well, first of all, Wendy's brother Ben, like this dude, like I knew he wasn't gonna last, but I felt bad for him because he was like a good dude. He was loyal, but like once he got off those meds, he started tweaking. So that's the thing that was so crazy about the show. I thought, man. Because it showed that mental health aspect of it. Yeah. They slid that one in. Yeah. And the reason he got off of the pills, man, he needed to get down with Ruth. So it wasn't working. So my favorite scene is the scene with Wendy and Ben when she had to drive him out to the other spot to hand him off to Helen's people. And it was tough, like, and the acting is just like so good on this show. But like, Wendy was torn, but she legitimately had a decision, like, do I risk my brother or my family? But
she had to
pick. But at the end of the day, if you didn't give them up, they were going to get your family, and they were going to get Ben anyway. So, and I think she knew that. And I thought it was tough because she was like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Knowing that. She was going to set him up. So I don't know why she did that. Maybe she was, saying if he had some type of plan where she could, figure it out for him. But
I think she might just wanted to know, like, just for her own mental sake, all right, where you see yourself being, so she can think about it, like dream about it, as she knew that it was going to be a wrap.
And then I think she was going to hand him over anyway, but I think what secured it, like the dude bought a burner. Cops pull up on him. He's like, yo, this Mexican drug. I'm like, this guy's got to go, man.
You got to go. You can't do this.
Like he was stressing me out. Yo. I was like, yo, this guy got to go. But
for real.
That was my favorite scene. I thought the acting was great on there.
Yeah, everybody nailed that.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty good. What you got?
So my favorite scene had to be when they ran up on Marty and they kidnapped him, took him back to Mexico this year. Yeah, I was like, my man Mario's gone. I'm like, nah, come on, Mario, not like this.
He
was
always
fighting.
figures it out, though.
Yeah, my man was fighting, kicking. He was holding him. I was like, no. He was like a little toddler, kicking his legs like, yo, I ain't going. They throw him in there. They take the hood off his head. He's in Mexico talking to the head guy.
He was talking greasy, too.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. That's the part that I like. He said, you know what? Like, yo, I'm sick of being soft or passive. He's like, he's like giving it all to him. He was taking everything. He didn't know what was going to happen. And I think that changed him. So he clicked. So when he came back, I don't want to spoil everything, but when he gets back, he just clicks. You could tell he's just different. Like, he really doesn't care.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that was my favorite part of this year. But, I mean, there's so many favorite parts of the show, but that's this part that sticks out to me. It's most recent.
Yeah.
Like, I think Jason Bateman is one of the best actors out. That doesn't get the credit like he deserves.
Yeah, he's dope, man. So, again, I would recommend this show for anybody that, into some type of crime drama. Ozark is definitely the wave.
For real.
Right. So we're going to move on to Little Fires Everywhere.
That's my show of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's up there. The only thing I didn't like about the show was that I couldn't binge watch it.
Oh, yeah, Hulu. You know
yeah, but dope show. Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington both killed it.
Yeah.
So, again, another show I would recommend to everybody. My other knock is I wish they had more episodes, but I mean, that's because it was so good that, I was kind of hoping.
Plus, I looked it up yesterday. It's a mini series, so it's not going to come back. That was it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was hoping, I'm hoping it is, but I think when you have Kerry Washington and you have Reese Witherspoon and, you get some of those actors, it's kind of hard to get them all back together too.
And you have real high school kids.
Yeah, word. It wasn't
all those kids were like 16, no more than 16 to 19, I think.
It wasn't like they had Spence coming over. So my favorite character was Izzy. I think in that house, they were rich or wealthy or whatever you want to call them. Like, she was the only one that was like grounded. And then like you saw Elena, who was played by Reese Witherspoon. She didn't treat her well at all. Like, she always wanted her to be something that she didn't want to be. And the show did a really good job, because you were just like, yo, why is she being that way? And then you go back and see, like,
why
she never wanted the baby.
Yeah.
And she still held that resentment for 14, 15 years, however old she was. And it was crazy, man. It gave me some insight toward like why she felt like that. I mean, not that it was right or wrong, but like,
you kind of understood her a little bit more.
Yeah,
like her whole life changed. Like literally, her whole life just changed with that fourth child.
Because she had the 3 babies basically like back to back to back, and she was like, all right, I'm done. Let's shut it down. My career could get rolling, and then but I like Izzy, man. She stood up for herself. She stood up to her mom. And I thought she was cool. I liked her relationship with Kerry Washington role too. I thought that was cool.
At first, it was kind of weirding me out. It was bugging me out at first. I wasn't getting it. You know what I'm saying? But then, as the show developed, you start seeing why this is going on, things like that. But my favorite character, definitely. I mean, it was between. It's easy, like I said before. It's easy to pick Kerry Washington. They both killed it. Even my man from Dawson's Creek,
Joshua Jackson Pacey.
Yo, my man's a monster, right?
Yeah,
even him. But it was between Pearl and Izzy for me.
Okay.
And I leaned to Izzy.
Yep.
They both had like crazy things that was happening with them.
Mm-hmm.
But with Izzy, I think the fact that both the kids acted great.
Yep.
I think what Izzy did that I thought was kind of what the writers did or whatever it was, like whoever's behind it, because it was a book.
Yep.
They made it. You start exploring the mental aspect of it.
Yep.
Then they start going to the sexuality aspect of it.
Yep.
And that I think was big because you got a lot of kids that go and do similar things like that.
Yep.
So when they showed it, what happened to her and why, which was totally crazy, which we can see happening in real life because you know how that goes. And the fact that, she had a mom against her, quote unquote, as she thought her mom against her.
Yep.
But she dealt with all that stuff, and she was really the only grounded one there.
Yep.
You know, she was moody, and even her father understood it too, but he was fed up. I mean, he was fed up towards the end, but I think it just was done well, and because of the show, I'm probably gonna get the book to read back on the book, because I know how the show ended, how the book ended, but just to see how in depth these characters were, and the little nuances of the characters.
Yeah,
Izzy was definitely my favorite.
All right, and my favorite scene is and it was another intense scene. I actually had two I was thinking about. The first one was when Izzy and Elena finally had that breakthrough where she was just like, "I never wanted to be your mother," and
that was tough.
That was tough, man.
Can't take that back.
she wanted to say that for 14 years.
Pretty much.
That's the way it came like that. And like when you don't want a baby, it's like almost the baby even knows when they're a baby. Be crying extra.
Just getting your nerves. Like, yeah, come on.
So that was tough. But I think my favorite scene was when they were at court, and Kerry Washington was in the bathroom, and Reese came in there, basically said like, "Yo, you need to get rid of this situation, or I'm gonna tell Pearl that you're not supposed to be her mother, or tell her who her real father was." I was just like, "Yo,
that was cold blooded, boy."
Like you gotta shoot the fade off that after that one.
Word up, you can't leave the bathroom alone. Somebody gotta catch a lump. Somebody gotta get a lump.
Yeah. So Elena was so out of pocket, and she was so like privileged and annoying on that show, which in acting terms, I mean, you're just doing a great job, you know.
But yo, you know the crazy thing about with Elena, I felt bad for her because I saw what she was going through
at the end, and I think once I saw the whole Izzy situation and how I had a little bit of empathy for her.
Even when it came with the baby situation from a friend, it was like everything she was trying to do that was good. It was a sense of entitlement to. She kind of felt like she was overly privileged, and she felt she should get it, but she had a good heart, but she was also entitled. So she would say things, you know, and I got a couple of my favorite scenes kind of play into that. Yeah. But you know, she just did a great job acting. That's all I can say. Like,
she's good. Great. If you ever check out Big Little Lies, she's dope on there too.
I gotta watch that show. I've been waiting 2 seasons. I might binge it during this quarantine. Why not?
Yeah, it's a cool show. Nicole Kidman, Zoe Kravitz, Eric from True Blood's on there. It's a dope show, man. 2 seasons.
My man Eric, stay on the show.
Yeah. So,
but my favorite scenes from that, I have two that I can think about. When the first one is when Elena went out and Izzy was crying and she went to grab the pacifier and ran to New York.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Go see old boy.
Yeah.
And he was just like, you know, he still loved her.
Yep.
But then she kind of said, like, she kind of flipped on him, like, "Yeah, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And she was in the hotel room with him.
Yep.
Kissing him.
Yep.
And then act like he was doing something wrong.
Word.
She was the one that instigated everything. So I was like, wow, that's one of my favorite scenes. And then another scene, it was in the courthouse. And when my man, I forgot what was the husband's name
on the show.
Well, Pacey. We know he's Pacey. So when Pacey was sitting there and Elena told him everything about Kerry Washington, and he knew it. And when he had Kerry Washington on the stand, he could have dropped a bomb and said no further questions. He didn't say it because he knew that was the story that broke the camel's back. Where he's like, "Yo, I want to win, but I'm not gonna do that to her."
It was unethical how that was even found out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So that was my favorite part because I just thought he was gonna drop the bomb on and say like, "Yo, we know, And he just left it.
He could have lost the case on that if he didn't handle that the correct way.
Yeah. So those are my 2 favorite scenes. And I'm pretty sure there's some more, but there's so many different scenes in there, man.
Yep.
Even with the whole love triangle that Trip, Moody, and Pearl had. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then not Zoe, I'm sorry. Izzy was like, "Yo, just because you like her, means she gotta like you."
Yeah.
And that's something that's real.
That's reality.
Like, that's reality. Just because you like somebody don't mean that they're gonna like you back.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And Pearl was doing anything wrong. They didn't do anything wrong, but it's like the fact that he just felt like, "Oh, I'm hanging around with her that's my
You don't
girl.
argue that.
Yeah, it's not your girl,
Yeah.
So that it was just dope. It's a dope show.
She threw him in the box like Roddy Ricch.
Word up.
In the prayer box.
Word up. He was like, yo, how'd I get in here? Oh, what about when they went to the abortion clinic?
Yeah, man. That had me sizzling.
Yo, I forgot. Yo, not even just that. What about when?
What she used her story? Like she was a straight up fraud the whole time.
Or when she broke up with a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he was sitting on the bed. My man was named Brian, right?
Yeah, I think
Something
so.
like that. He was like, yo, I hate coming to your crib. Because every time I come to your crib, your mom tell me she marched with Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah, he was fed up.
He was like, yeah, I'm sick of that. Yeah. And she's like, I'm a good person though. He was like, yeah, but you stole so-and-so's story. He's breaking everything down.
Yeah.
And then after they broke up, she's crying. And then Reese Witherspoon goes to her like, yo, don't worry, you find somebody that's more for you.
You already know what that was.
And when she said it, you know what that was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? That's another reason I really wasn't feeling her character. I understood some of it, but it's just like, I know.
No, but that showed the acting is crazy. So that shows you that she thinks that she thinks she's helping out. Yeah. At the same time, she still has her certain prejudices.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So.
But yeah, check Big Little Lies. It's on that same level though with 2 seasons. So.
Oh yeah. It's like what, 7 episodes, 6?
Yeah, 7 and 2 seasons.
And you can see it right away. You don't have to wait. It's on Hulu. Boom, you can binge it.
Yep. Word. All right. So last show we're gonna get into is Tiger King. So for me, man, it's like Tiger King is a show. All right, I'm gonna recommend this show if you just want to watch something wild, something that's like it just gets progressively crazy per episode. And if you want to find yourself saying like, why am I even still watching this? But you just keep going. So
it's like watching a train wreck. You keep watching it. You want to turn your head, but you can't.
And you can't turn your head from it. Joe Exotica is just a wild boy, and then doing Jeff Lowe and Carol Baskins, who may or may not have killed her husband.
Nah, she killed money. She killed him.
Yeah. So for me, like I call the wildest scene is when I think her name was Safri. I think come to find out, I think she may even been a boy, a man though. The lady that lost her arm.
No. She's female, but she goes as a man though.
Oh, okay.
She's female though, but she considers herself a guy.
But Safri, she got her arm ripped off by the tiger, and then like came back to work 2 days later. It's like she had a cold. So I'm like, yo, I thought I thought she was cool, and I'm just going to even transition it to her being my favorite character on there because she was just so chill. Like, yo, I lost my arm, but I'm here for the animals. So yeah. So yeah. I thought she didn't have a huge role. I can't say Joe or any of those other dudes are my favorite character though. So I'm gonna ride with Safri.
Yeah, the craziest thing about this show is that when I started watching the show, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. First of all, because I saw everybody with the memes of the mullet. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And I saw Snoop with a mullet. I saw Mike Tyson with a mullet. I'm like, yo, what's going on?
Donald Trump,
right? I'm like, what's going on? This is crazy. So we watching TV, and I'm like, yo, let's check this out. We put it on. And I'm looking at like, all right, this is about cats and tigers. Oh, this is kind of dope.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, all right. Now all of a sudden, it started going to some two husbands, some two husbands to Jeff Lowe to my man. His whole body got broken up or something like that in an accident.
Yeah.
He had broke his back. He had the leg. He had a gun on at all times. He had the Carol Basket things popped up. Then my man, it was like everybody there had like meth mouth, yo.
Fact.
Yo, everybody there, like the whole state of Oklahoma in that area, he only hired like drug addicts, yo, look like, right? Or recovering drug addicts. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. But going into that, just my favorite character had to be that zookeeper, man. Zookeeper, I think his name is Cowie or something like that. He was the head zookeeper.
He was
care
just
about
there for
nobody.
animals, man. He wasn't there for nothing else.
He's like, yeah, he hated him, but I'm just there for the animals.
Yeah.
Like I just like, yo, I don't understand why you need to have big cats like that, like lions and tigers.
Yeah, I mean, they were riding in a whip like it was a dog. Like you were different. You were a different type of person if you could do that. But I mean, to each his own.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. And most of those animals be drugged up anyway. But the favorite scene was when Joe was in there with the cats, with the tigers, and the tiger grabbed him by the leg and started pulling him.
Thanks, that kid. Yeah, he was shook.
When he was that scared, he let off one. He shot in the head. He was like, yo, how dare you? Like,
that tiger got up out of there.
For real, but yo, did you see the last interview? They said like the white tiger was blonde.
Yep.
And the other tiger was doped up, which most animals are doped up. That's why I kind of don't like zoos like that because they're all probably kind of doped up.
Yeah.
He said that he called himself Tiger King, but he was afraid of big cats. Like, how is that possible?
Straight up fraud.
Yeah. For real, man. How about your favorite scene?
I guess it was the scene with the arm. It wasn't so much that she got it taken off. It was just kind of like
she came back.
How casual she was with it. So other than that, man, I can't. Another funny scene was, and it's not funny because it was a funeral, but my man started singing at the funeral. Just sounded terrible. Yeah, but he's singing from his soul though.
Yeah, all those songs wasn't his voice.
I didn't know that.
They say he manipulated everything except for the funeral, but his album cuts. Yeah, yo, my man had albums. And it's funny, if you've ever been to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina too, Doc Antle, that dude's big down there too because I was seeing like a lot of wildlife, like safari stuff. Yeah. He had like, and I was like, one day I might want to check that out, but I don't want to be next to no tiger or no lion. Nah. Like a little cub, you can pet him, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it was the same person.
Yep.
Like I had no idea of the connection. But Joe Exotic is nuts, yo.
Yep.
Like I never seen that before in my life. And then what happened with my man where his husband shot himself?
Yeah, Travis, man, that was sad.
That was sad, yeah.
Another dude just witnessed it too. That was crazy.
Was tough. Like that's the craziest show I've ever seen. So I recommend you want to see something crazy if you haven't already seen it. But that's like the craziest thing I think I've ever seen on TV.
And if you got time, you might knock them out back to back.
For real.
That's a fact.
I know I watched 5 one night.
All right, so we're gonna get into some older shows. Just some suggestions if you want. I'm not gonna get too much into this. I'll give a couple. I got The Wire, which is my favorite show. Highly recommended. Breaking Bad, Snowfall, couple of other ones. What you got?
Got Dexter.
Yep.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yep.
Let me think.
I'd say it was a sleeper too.
Oz.
And another sleeper if you have Cinemax, Banshee.
Oh yeah, Banshee. Wow, yeah.
It's a tough show. I think it's 3 or 4 seasons. A lot of people don't know about that show, but that show was dope too. So
that show was heat, man. That show was like it was weird, but like it was a good show though. It had to do with the whole Amish stuff down in PA.
Yeah, it was tough, man. Proctor.
Yeah, it was tough. Proctor.
Yeah, wild boy. So
yeah,
don't want to give anything away. So we'll watch that. Just music. What you
checking into? Like we said, like the playlist, man. I'm listening to playlists. I've been listening to that RZA Premier playlist, man. I've been checking that out a lot. Yep. Can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
Hey, yo, I'm listening to the Lost Boys too. I forgot.
Oh wow. Throwback. I had a couple people reach out to me saying, like, after we did the hip hop episode, that they went back in the catalog, start listening to old stuff, which is dope. So
how about that Chronic album?
The Chronic, they played it that first day, and that was it. A lot of Snow Allegra. I'm a big Snow Allegra fan, so I've been listening to her a lot lately, and that's really it this week.
I gotta check that out. I haven't really listened to her.
Yeah, she's dope. So soulful. She's starting to blow up a little bit. I saw her working on some stuff with Pharrell. So she getting up there. I've been on her for probably about 4 or 5 years now, but she got some
She a writer?
writer, singer. She's dope. Got a lot of dope music. So
No doubt.
yeah. So that's it. We're gonna wrap episode 7.
Definitely some bingeable shows that you can watch and enjoy.
Yeah.
And laugh at.
Yep.
You know.
So a couple different options. A lot of us quarantine, probably gonna be quarantined for a little bit longer. So
For real.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on IG at the Great Minds Podcast. We are also on Apple Podcasts now. So check us out at the Great Mind Podcast, SoundCloud at the Great Minds Podcast, and YouTube, Great Minds Podcast.
Everything.
So whatever you need, you can find us. So
definitely. Comment. Let us know your thoughts.
And subscribe. Appreciate it.
All right.
Peace.
Later.